We are at principle number 10 in the success principles, and today's principle is all about beliefs and self-image and how they are intertwined, and you cannot have one without it affecting the other. So if you've never seen me before, my name is Ruth Ellen and I am an alignment coach. I help women in business to stay in alignment so that they can actually get their clients that are soulmates in their circle. I help them to stay focused on track, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, staying in alignment. And so today's success principles, a little bit about mindset. Well, the series is definitely about mindset. And it looks about different elements of your being, because you are a whole person. So I like to take the holistic approach. And so the success principles for me is the foundational things that you just need to consider when you're feeling a bit, I guess, floaty, when you're thinking words of discouragement and you're not believing in what you can do and you need to realign your vision again. These are some of the basic things that have worked for people that are successful. And some of these nuggets will apply to you. Some of them you'll be like, yes, this really helped me. And some of them might not, because perhaps you've gone past that. But I believe that everybody has beliefs that don't serve them, that stop them from getting to their next level. And this is what today's principle is all about. So with beliefs, you might have certain ways of thinking about yourself, thinking about the world, how you see the world, how you see yourself in the world. You might believe that you can't maybe achieve £1 million because you haven't got the skill set for that. Perhaps you believe that you could never speak on stage in front of 100,000 people. It's a belief. And these beliefs are limiting you. That's why they're called limiting beliefs. Now I've told you the basics of what you probably already know, or what you don't already know, or what you need to relearn or unlearn. I want to also share with you how that affects the way that you see the world and how you see yourself in the world. So Jack Canfield does a really neat little diagram, and it calls the self-talk endless loop, because it is endless if you don't break the cord and change your talk and change the way you perceive yourself. So you got your self-talk, your belief, which forms and reinforces your self-image and how you see yourself, which then determines how you actually perform in life, how you actually show up in life. So for those of you that aren't showing up, there's some self-talk going on, and that self-talk is reinforcing that self-image of how you see yourself, and then that's determining how you are performing, and then your performance will affect how you talk to yourself again, and it just continues to go on. The cycle continues. And so in order for you to break, crush and crumble and destroy all of these beliefs that have stopped you from achieving that next level of success for you, work has to be done. Beliefs have to be changed. Reprogramming has to be added. Unlearning has to occur. And once those things start to be implemented, you'll see a shift, because this is a shift, heal and expand channel. You'll see a shift in the way you go about in the world. Once you start to shift the way you think, you shift the way you behave, you shift the way you work, the way you show up in the world. And you shift so many other things. It's like a dominoes effect. You shift in how you're feeling, you're shifting how you're thinking, you're shifting what you're doing. It's a shift. We're moving things. We're taking away that energy that doesn't serve us, and we're changing it. So how does Mr. Canfield do this in the success principles? Well, there's a few things that he really asks you to do as a practice. Now, a practice is something you don't just do once. It's a practice is a term you use because we're doing it again and again and again and again. And so it's all about changing your behavior by changing the way you think about yourself, the way you describe yourself. I used the word the other day, which I thought, that's never come out my mouth really, but I need to change that belief. The belief of I don't play well with others. That's a limiting belief. That means I can't work in groups, but I can. I've got a group of over 300 women. saying I can't work in groups, but that's a lie, because I can see I've worked in many different groups and many different facets of my life. So that's a lie. So sometimes these beliefs, most of the time these beliefs are just not truth, because they're heavy, they feel icky, and you have to make the choice to believe them or not. And once you make the choice to believe them or not, it's then when you start to reprogram what you're saying to yourself. And so to do that, one of the simplest ways is to start with affirmations. Now, there is a challenge with affirmations, because sometimes when you say an affirmation, your mind is saying, stop lying, because there's been this reinforcement loop happening again and again. So sometimes when you are speaking affirmations, there's going to be this other knee-jerk reaction, this response that is quite unhelpful. So I always think there should be an affirmation and an affirmation. And an affirmation is when you ask the question within the affirmation. So I'm going to give you an example of an affirmation. I am enjoying the thrill of flying. Your mind might say, lies, I hate flying. You're scared of flying. You're petrified of flying. If you are, I'm not saying you are, but that's an example. So you say, I'm enjoying the thrill of flying. You still say it because it's in the positive and it works really well. But then you say, why am I enjoying the thrill of flying? And that questioning, the affirmation, is all about your mind having to find the answers to why. Or, which is even better, to be honest, once I actually teach my clients now, I wonder what would happen if I wasn't afraid of flying. And then from there, because it's wondering, why is always kind of like looking for the answers, which is fair enough, it depends on what level you're at. But wondering is not a big polarity. Wondering is when you say I yes or no, there's this big massive black and white world that you're trying to live in, and the world's not black and white, the world's not linear, your life's not linear. So when you say I wonder, it's much more from a place of curiosity. And with curiosity, you get to nurture that curiosity. You get to start to visualize, which actually brings us on to the next part, because it's not just affirmations that you're going to be doing. Jack Canfield talks about visualizations with affirmations and how you can use both to really reinforce. There's been studies showing that when people have visualized training or learning a new skill, they've learned that skill more than people that haven't visualized it. So there was 3 groups. One group actually played basketball, got better. The other group just visualized playing basketball, got better. The third group didn't do anything. They just stayed the same. So the first group obviously did it and it worked much more effectively, but the second group did the same skill set, they visualized it and they improved. So you've got to recognize that visualization does work. Visualization is effective, especially if you are not able to go out all the time for whatever reason. And so affirmations and visualizations help to solidify that new thought pattern, that new way of being, that new behavior, so that you can change that self-image of yours. So perhaps you could look in the mirror and do some mirror work. There's so many great things that you can do. But the point of this principle is to really release the brakes. So get rid of the beliefs that stop you from moving forward. And so affirmations and visualization are 2 of the things that Jack Canfield talks about. Now, there is no transformation from information without implementation. So there is going to be some doing work here. Actually, some being work, not doing. You're going to become that person by, obviously you're feeling it. You change the way you then perform. And so that means that there's going to be a performance element in it. The actual action, the aligned action. So I hope that's served you, knowing that the principle 10 is about getting rid, changing, reframing those beliefs that don't serve you, that need to be adjusted in order for you to actually see your goal come into fruition. So my name is Ruth Ellen. If you are following me, then subscribe. If you're not subscribed already, comment on this video. Thumbs this video up. There's some links below. Depending on when you're watching this, there's links to my talk about the S.H.E method. There are links as well to other offers that I give, especially the one at the moment, which is my main offer, which is unapologetically visible. It's about releasing those beliefs, healing on a spiritual level, and moving forward using systems and healing modalities, and expanding your business by doing things that are going to help you to see results, real results. If you're interested in learning a bit more, the links are going to be below. You can jump on a call with me or message me on chats. So if you click the link, you'll find out how to do that. Either way, we've just finished success principle number 10. That's huge. So if you've been watching each and every video, well done to you. Give yourself a round of applause. It's time to get to the next level. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next video.